Imagine a chessboard. It's not your typical board, though. This one is vast, sprawling, encompassing every screen, every headline, and on this board the devil plays his game. His pawn, media control. It's subtle, insidious, worming its way into our minds, shaping our perceptions, dictating our realities. But are we, or are we puppets dancing to a tune played by unseen hands? The truth, my friends, is far more disturbing. We are being played. This is the devil's game. It's time to wake up. It's time to recognize the pawn for what it is and understand the game being played. Remember the innocence of childhood, building forts out of blankets, believing in the tooth fairy, thinking the world was a magical place? Well, those days are over. Childhood, as we knew it, is gone. Stolen. Replaced by a relentless barrage of carefully curated content designed not to educate, but to indoctrinate. Children, with their malleable minds and developing critical thinking skills, are the perfect targets. They're bombarded with messages about what to wear, what to eat, how to look, how to behave. These messages, cleverly disguised as entertainment, seep into their subconscious, shaping their worldviews, their aspirations, their very identities. The consequences are devastating. We're raising a generation on a diet of manufactured consent, a generation addicted to instant gratification, a generation struggling to distinguish reality from carefully constructed narratives. The line between entertainment and manipulation blurs. Children, once filled with wonder and imagination, become consumers, their innocence sacrificed at the altar of profit and control. Adolescence, a time of self-discovery, of testing boundaries, of figuring out who you are in a world that suddenly feels too big, too loud, too much. It's a confusing time, a vulnerable time, and the media knows it. They see our insecurities, our anxieties, our desperate need to belong, and they exploit them for profit. We are bombarded with images of airbrushed perfection, of unattainable beauty standards, of lifestyles we can never afford, fueling a constant sense of inadequacy. We are told who to be, what to buy, how to think, and anyone who deviates from the script is shamed, ridiculed, ostracized. The result, an epidemic of identity crises. Young people, bombarded with conflicting messages, struggle to find their place in the world. They chase after fleeting trends, seeking validation in likes and followers, all the while losing sight of their own unique voices, their own inherent worth. The media, instead of empowering, becomes a prison, trapping them in a cycle of self-doubt and consumerism. Section 4 are the puppet masters. Let's talk about power. Who has it? Who wields it? Control the narrative, control the people. The media is the ultimate tool for social engineering. It's the puppet master, shaping public opinion, influencing elections. Think about it. How often have you seen a story that aligns with a political agenda? How often have you witnessed the silencing of critical perspectives? This is not journalism, it's propaganda. We are being manipulated, folks. Our fears are stoked, our biases confirmed. The real issues remain unaddressed. We're distracted by shiny objects, oblivious to the puppeteer's hand. Section 5, the funhouse mirror. Remember funhouses, those distorted mirrors that stretched you, squashed you, turned you into a grotesque caricature of yourself? That's what the media does to reality. It distorts, it exaggerates, it sensationalizes, all in the name of ratings and clicks. The truth, nuanced and complex as it is, gets lost in the shuffle. We are fed a steady diet of fear, outrage, and despair, convinced that the world is a dark and dangerous place. And the more we consume, the more distorted our perception of reality becomes. We become desensitized to violence, addicted to drama, unable to distinguish fact from fiction. Critical thinking goes out the window, replaced by blind acceptance of whatever narrative is being peddled. We see the world through a funhouse mirror, our understanding warped, our judgment clouded. Section 6, truth on trial. In the age of information overload, truth has become a rare commodity. It's buried beneath a mountain of misinformation, disinformation, and outright lies, all vying for our attention. The lines between fact and fiction blur, and discerning the truth becomes a Herculean task. The media, instead of being the guardians of truth, have become complicit in its demise. They engage in selective reporting, highlighting stories that fit their narratives while ignoring others. They present opinions as facts, blurring the lines between news and commentary, and perhaps most insidiously, they mock and ridicule those who dare to question the dominant narrative, branding them as conspiracy theorists, extremists, or worse. The result? A society where truth is no longer sacred, where facts are malleable, where critical thinking is dismissed as dangerous dissent. We are living in a post-truth world, and it's time we woke up to the consequences and overcome this together.